Hi everyone, I'm happy today to introduce you a new plugin that I developed with a friend of mine named Ronan Hello. This plugin is the import annotation widget. So as the title stands for it, it says everything. It's a widget in order to import some annotation. The problem to solve is the following one, is that when you are a marketing profile or let's say end user in Matomo, you would like some time to import a lot of annotations because you have them somewhere in a spreadsheet, for example, or in a project management software, and you would like to import them rather than creating them one by one. It's possible to do it thanks to the API, but as the API is kind of technical, it's still not possible for end user profile to be able to use it. So the idea was to build up a user interface in order to be able to import all those annotation straight away. The plugin is already listed on the marketplace as import annotation widget. So to give you an example of it, this is how it looks like. So imagine that you like to use it and import annotation. What you need to do first is to create a token. So you go over here in security. When you are in security, you just create your new token. You just enter over here your password. Whoops. So your password. Okay, once you do so, you give it a name. Okay, you create your token. So you get your token, you save it. You confirm that you have saved your token, and then you can go over here, and then you can copy your token here, and then you specify the ID site for which you would like to import the data for. So in my case, that's the website ID number 1, but I could definitely use it for others. Let's imagine that I would like to add from the 17th of August until the 19th of August. So I can just go over here. Here it's written how your file should be structured. So imagine that your file is like this. So month of August, and we say it was the 17th, and then I'm just gonna put some fake annotation to delete. So big question, how many annotation can you add over here? So it's a browser things, so it's up to 2000 characters that you can, let's say, import through the URL, so can be quite long, I would say. Ups, and I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, something like that. So normally, if I press send over here, I should get success. And now if I refresh this one, I should see the annotation appearing over here. Oops, and I'm now having, as you can see, the annotation. So it's really great because it gives you the possibility to import annotations straight away. I took the decision to go for a widget rather than a setting feature. That's a choice. Of course, it could be used differently, or it definitely could have been coded or set somewhere else. But I found it quite nice to have the possibility to view it almost straight away appearing within the graph. So that's why I decided to make it more as a widget. I think as well what is the most important part here is how this widget has been coded. So the first strategy I used was by using ChatGPT, by giving the constraint that I had, which was that I wasn't a developer. And the problem is that ChatGPT was of course following my guidelines and was in fact coding a poor plugin in terms of code. And then when Ronan Hello assist me in order to create it, he gave me some valuable information that I would like to share with you. So as let's say coding the full thing. So the plugin that we created over here is a widget. The nice things to know about widget is that you don't have much to do. So you get, in fact, two main files to edit. One that you barely don't use is this one, which is in fact calling the widget.twig file. And the interest of using a twig file to create your widget rather than coding it straight away within this given file is that it allows you to easily use the, let's say, the CSS or the template, how to say, styles of Matomo, which make it far fancier rather than using, in fact, your own CSS. So I don't know if I can give you an example over here. Crash, crash. No, I don't have it over here. But if you create your own widgets on your own and that you are not using twig template, the result is that in terms of style it looks ugly. Whereas if you create it in template and widgets the twig or something, the twig that you call through this file, then you can put in fact all your nice code here. I mean, the class that you will use will in fact take the one of Matomo, which make it fancy. And what Ronan did, which was great, is that he coded it in full JavaScript. So full JavaScript means that it does not need to use a jQuery, and that's very useful because it allows you to not use external sources. So you don't need to ask extra authorization to Matomo in order to be able to code it. And as well, this plugin is really nice to have a look at because it gives you the clear idea about how you can fetch a given external URL, so the fetch base URL thing, which is over here, in order somehow to code any type of plugin or widgets that you would like, which are acting this way. So to give you one, just some information about what I'm saying over here is meaning is like, thanks to this plugin, if you duplicate it and if you edit it a little bit, you can call easily any other API methods which are available within Matomo. If you go over here if you click here, if you go on platform and if you go on API, here you get the list of all the different, let's say, features of Matomo that you can play with. So let's imagine, for example, that you would like to create goals straight away from the dashboard part, for example. That's definitely something that you could do because over here you get the possibility to add goals. Same thing for any method which will be add related things. So for example, last time I got someone asking me, okay, how can I add several users for my Matomo? Definitely you have the user manager over here, and within the user manager you get the method which is the add user, which should be somewhere add user. So typically you could, with this script, do exactly the same thing in order to add multiple users straight away. And last but not least things that I need to communicate about is how did we support multiple annotation? We support multiple annotation because we used in the API one method which is the bulk reference. So that's the one that you can see over here, bulk method, bulk API request. So this is definitely what we used in our code in order to be able to import multiple annotations. So this is what you can see to get bulk request. Okay, so to say here, this piece of code you can easily adapt it in order to develop many other powerful and useful plugin, and as it's on a free software license you can reuse it. There's no big deal. Once more, thank you very much to Ronan Hello, who really helped me developing this plugin from scratch.